So yesterday we started with the Power BI service. So we completed the report part, report sharing part, report concepts. Now, apart from that, there are certain other things also which are remaining, which are pending, which are only possible on the Power BI service. So I would like to show you that. Okay, so let me log into Power BI service. Okay, so last time we published report in the workspace. So I'll go to my workspace. This is my workspace. Okay, so let me search the report for Jan 2022. Yeah, so we have seen the report part. Now we'll see the next part. The next part involves dashboard creation. So what is dashboard? Dashboard is a type of report which can be created on Power BI service. This functionality is only available on the Power BI service. So in case of dashboard, what happens is we create our reports, okay, and those we create multiple reports from multiple users, right? Yeah. So what happens in case of multiple reports is that if I am the end user and you tell me that you have prepared 4 different reports, so I have to go to each and every report. I have to open that report and then I have to see the details that are mentioned there, right? That is how the typical report viewing would work. But problem with this is on a certain day, I might have time to visit all the 4 reports and view all the 4 reports, but sometimes, so due to time constraints, I may not have time to visit all view all the reports at one go every month. So in such cases, what I can do is, what usually the management also does is, what they tell is to prepare one summary page in each and every report. Once you have prepared the summary page, okay, so once you have prepared that summary page, what will eventually happen is I will go to that summary page and from there I can see the respective details. Okay, so all the 4 reports, I will tell each and everyone to prepare the summary page. Once they have prepared their summary page, what I will do is I will pick up that summary page and I will put it at one central place. That central place will be called as your dashboard. Okay, so in case of dashboard, you're not talking about single report. Okay, when we are talking about dashboard, we are usually talking about multiple reports. So from multiple reports, I want 1 or 2 visualizations, or I want an entire page. So I want the entire page or certain visualizations from different reports at one single place. That single place is called as dashboard. Okay, so that is the use case of dashboard. Any questions here? No. Okay. Yeah. So that is why we prepare the dashboard. Now, preparing dashboard is straightforward. Let's say I am on page 2. Here I see this table. I want this table to be pinned, to my dashboard, to be used in my dashboard. All you have to do is just click on this pin button. When you click on this pin button, it will give you an option whether you want to create a new dashboard or whether you want to add it to the existing dashboard. So if you want to add it to the existing dashboard, select existing dashboard. Here it will show you all the list of dashboards that are present in your workspace. So in the Amrit workspace, these are the list of dashboards present. So you can pick up any dashboard and you can create it, okay? Or if you want to create your new dashboards, just select new dashboard from here, give it a name, and it will create dashboard by that name, okay? So the dashboard name is dashboard 5 Jan 2022 and I click on pin. When I click on pin, the dashboard would be created, and once it is created, I will get a button saying go to dashboard. Okay, See it now. See, my dashboard is created. I can click on this go to dashboard button. When you click on this go to dashboard button, you can see the dashboard name and you can see the visualization that you have put. So in your reports, you have pages. In dashboards, you have tiles. So this is one tile where the entire table has been added. Okay, so this table visualization has been directly added to this specific page. Okay, and let's say if I want to go back to my report, just click on the top side. Okay, so when you click on this top side of the report, you will be navigated back to your report. Okay, exactly similar to this, if you want to just pin something else, so let's say I want to pin something else from here. Let's say I go to page 1 and I want to pin this card, so I can click on this pin. Now I will see the dashboard that I've created. I can click on pin, and when you go to dashboard, you will see the second. So this was your tile number 1, and if you carefully see on the right hand side, you will see one more thing, which is your tile number 2. So if I scroll to the right, this is your tile number 2, where the details are mentioned. Okay, so this is how you can add visualizations. Okay, now apart from adding one visualizations, I can also add multiple visualizations or directly a page also. So instead of adding one page, one visualization, let's say if I want to add this entire page, I like this page, this is my summary page, I want this summary page to be displayed on the dashboard. So for that, all you have to do is click on these 3 dots, and from here select pin to dashboard. When you select this pin to dashboard option, it will ask you whether you want to pin to existing dashboard, and in here you will see the pin live button. So this pin live button means you are trying to preview, you are trying to add this entire page to the dashboard, and in that single tile you will see all the dashboard icons being, all the visualizations of this page being added. And if anything changes on this page, any data refresh happens, any numbers change, the visualization changes here, all those changes would directly go to the dashboard also. So I click on this pin live, I click on go to dashboard. So these are your 2 tiles, and if you see, this is your 3rd tile. So in the 3rd tile, you can see the entire page, not just one visualization, but an entire page. Okay, so this is how you can pin the multiple visualizations, okay, from the report. Now I pinned the visualizations from one report. Now let's say you want to pin it from something else. So my report was, I think, 4th January. Let me take this row level security report of 2nd January. I'll go to page 1. From here, let's say I want to pin this visualization. So I click on this pin, I pin it. So like this, you can go to any report and do this. Okay, let's say I'm on page 2 and I want to pin this visualization. So I'll just click on this and I'll pin it. So like this, you can pin it. Now, like I said, your dashboard is like your report. It is created within the workspace only. So if you remember, we created the dashboard here. So you can see the dashboard. Yeah. This is the dashboard that we have created. You can see the icon is a bit different here. And when you click on this dashboard, you can see the details. These were the visualizations we added from report 1. Now see the visualizations from report 2. So this is from report 2. Okay, so like this, from multiple reports, you can pull the visualizations and you can add it to your dashboard. As I said, the use case is when I don't have time to view all the reports, I can select certain specific or important visualizations on the dashboard and I can use it. Another important thing which you should notice here is on this dashboard, on the right hand side, there is no filter option. Okay, so if you go to your report, when you go to report, you have filter option on the right hand side. See, but when you go to your dashboards, you will never see that the filter option. So that is one of the disadvantages of filters. So whenever you will design filters, your filters will work on the report, but they will not work on the dashboards. But on the other hand, if you create any slicers like we created these slicers, we will be able to view we will be able to use that slicer on the dashboard. Clear with this? Any questions so far?
So, how many dashboards or how many visuals we can add? Is there any limit to that we can add to dashboard?
No, no, no. No limit as such, Anurag. You can add from multiple reports as much as possible. Okay. So usually,
And just to say like live connection for the page.
sorry, your voice was breaking. Can you repeat the question again? Hello, Anurag?
Yeah, it was my network. The page is the live connection. Am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible now.
Yeah. So the page connection is a live one. So is it a similar with visuals that we added one by one?
Yeah, because I'll tell you what happens. You got till this part. What happens is
Yes.
we all the things that you create, they are connected to each other. If you want to see how this dashboard is connected to other reports, you have an option here called as open lineage view. Okay, so this open lineage view option, Anurag, is available for every object. Okay, so be it dashboard, be it data set, or be it report. So with the help of open lineage view, you can see how the dashboards and reports are connected to each other. I right now clicked on this lineage view for this dashboard. So you will see how this dashboard is being created. Okay, so just give it a time. So what this lineage view shows us is how the reports are connected to each other. Since this dashboard is created from two reports, it will show us that this is the dashboard. It is created from two reports. Then these two reports are using these two data sets like that. Okay. Yeah. Can you see this? This is your
Yes.
dashboard, right? 5 Jan 2022. This dashboard is created from 4 Jan 22 report and row level security report. These two data sets, these blue reports, they are using these data sets, 4 Jan 22 and row level security. And within this data set, these are the files. One is financial sample, the other is book one and financial sample. Okay. So if anything changes here, okay, Anurag, let's say if I refresh this report, okay, this changes. And if this changes, this dashboard also changes. When we say pin live, what we meant by pin live here is we actually wanted to you know uh, keep the changes in the sense, let's say you have 5 visualizations when you pinned it, but after that you added 3 more. So if I wanted to add those 3 more also in the dashboard, for that reason the pin live option was provided. Okay, but the refresh remains the same. Refresh means the same because they are all referring to the same data set. Okay,
Got it.
so this lineage view can work for everything. Okay, for example, I'm seeing this data dashboard details. You can see the lineage view for report. You can also see the lineage view for this uh, data set also. Okay,
So the visuals also get refreshed when data is updated.
yes, Anurag. Okay, so for that we use gateway. Gateway is that concept because in service there is no connectivity. Okay, so in order to establish connectivity, we have to use the gateway part. Okay,
Yep, got it.
so as I said, the slicers are not available here. Sorry, filters are not available here, but slicers are available. So you can choose slicer. For example, when I use this slicer, you can see this entire page being filtered. Okay, so this is also possible. There is one more concept which is specifically available on the dashboard. Okay, so let me pin this card again. Yeah. Okay. So let's say I have pinned a card visualization. Okay. Let's say I have pinned this card visualization. So in this card visualization, it is showing me the total profit. Now, what I know is the role of this data will keep on changing every time some new transactions are added. So what I know is that this 16.89 million is the profit that I have as of now. But soon we are going to reach, okay, soon we are going to reach 18 million. That is for sure, I know, because some entries are still pending. They will come, and because of that, data will be refreshed, and eventually this card will also get refreshed. So I need to, I know for sure that this will change to 18 million, but when, I don't know. So what I do is every day I log into Power BI service, I log in, and then I search for report or I search for dashboard, go to the dashboard, see the number. So the number changes slightly. Let's say today it is 16.89, tomorrow it becomes 17. Then the day after it becomes 17.5, and then 17.6, 17.7, 17.8, like that. So every day, just to check this number, I have to actually log into Power BI service and verify that. Okay. So sometimes this is not possible. So in order to make sure that these updates are passed on to me, I can create an alert. So this alert option that I'm talking about is only available for card visual. So for card visual, I can create an alert. For example, I know this value is 16.89 million. So let's say I want to create an alert that when this value reaches 18 million, I should receive an email. So for that, you have to go to the dashboard, go to the tile. In the tile, click on these three dots, and from here, click on manage alerts. So from the manage alerts, I can create alert on this tile. So I will create one rule, and I will say alert for this profit. This is my title. And what I will say is whenever I cross this thing, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So whenever I cross the profit value at 18 million, send me an email. Okay. So this will check every day that this is crossing the 18 million or not. And once it crosses, automatically you will receive an email that your profit value has crossed 18 million. So what is the advantage that I get when I create this alert? I don't have to log in every day to check this number. When this limit is crossed, automatically you will be notified. Okay. So this alert part which I talked about, creating alerts on the card visual, single card visual, this option is only available for dashboards. This option is not available in the report. Okay. So this thing is what you can do for your dashboards. Another thing which is very specific to dashboard is setting the dashboard as featured one. Now what happens is every day you have to see this dashboard and you have to see if anything has changed. Now in order to do that, the longer approach is log into Power BI, go to Workspace, search for your workspace, then go to Workspace, search for your dashboard, click on the dashboard and verify it. Let's say I don't want to do that, I want to save those steps. So for that, what you can do is you can click on these three dots and you can set your dashboard as featured dashboard. When you set your dashboard as featured dashboard, the moment you log into your Power BI service account, this is the first dashboard that you will see on your home screen. Okay, so let me do that. I will set this as featured dashboard. This is done. What I will do now is I will log out and now I will log in again. Okay, now if you see, I have only logged in and this is the first thing I see on my home page, the dashboard. So no need to go to my workspace, no need to do anything. If I want my dashboard to be the first thing displayed to me, then in that case, I can do it like this. Okay. Now the other options like sharing the dashboard, then chatting in Teams, commenting, subscription, edit, these are the same options that we have seen already and they pretty much remains the same. So there is nothing being changed here. Okay, any questions on the dashboard?
Sir, how is this alert is different from subscribe? Can't we just use subscribe over there?
This is the subscription for the dashboard. Okay, so when you click on this subscribe here, when you click on this subscription, okay, so here if you see, you are subscribing the entire dashboard. Okay, if you remember, Anurag, okay, when I showed you the subscription for report, you were able to subscribe only to specific page, right? You were not able to subscribe to the entire report. But in here, in the dashboard subscription, I can subscribe to the entire dashboard. What's my point here? So in reports, we can only subscribe to certain pages, but in dashboard, we can subscribe to the entire dashboard. So, or anything that is changing on this dashboard, we can receive the updates directly on our email. So in that case also, we don't have to log in every day just to check what has changed on the dashboard.
Got it.
Okay, so let's say if I give you a question, Anurag, that I have a report, that report has 3 pages, and what I want is, without logging in, I want to create a subscription for that report. So can I create it? The direct answer is no, we cannot create it because subscription is page wise. So I'll have to create 3 subscription. That is the answer. But the other answer, the other possible answer can also be that if I pin all the 3 pages to one dashboard, and if I create subscription for that dashboard, within that dashboard, I'll see page 1, page 2, page 3 updates directly in one go. So the indirect way of creating the subscription to reports can also be like this. Okay. Yeah. So that was subscription editing. We know those are the options. Now in Power BI, most of the times what we have done is we have uploaded or published the report from Power BI desktop. But let's say if I want to upload the data from my Power BI service, is it possible? Yes, it is possible. So for that, we have this get data option. You see this get data option, whether you do get data option from here or whether you click on this new button and from here you select data set, it's one and the same. So if I select new data set or get data, it will show me this window. And from this window, I can upload or I can select services, I can select files, I can select databases, all those options. So let me click on this file. So from here, as you can see, you can load the files from OneDrive, you can load the files from SharePoint, okay, and you can load the files from the OneDrive and the local files also. So let me go to the local file section and from here load the file. Okay, so let me click here and load a file. So let's load this file. Now, when you try to load the Excel file, it will give you 2 options. Either import the Excel into Power BI desktop, into the Power BI, so that you can start working on the reporting part, or you want to just upload the file. So when you upload the Excel file into Power BI, you can just view it, you can just edit it, you can do those type of options. Okay. So I want to import my Power BI file, I import my data into Power BI. So for that, I will click on this import button. So if everything goes well, it will import it. Otherwise, it will give me an error. Superstore data. Let's see. Okay, I think the data is loaded. Let me just refresh my workspace. So I'll just refresh the page. And now here I can search for that Superstore file. So when you search for that Superstore sales data, you can see this is your data set which you have recently uploaded. Superstore sale data uploaded on 5th January. See. So if you want, you can directly start preparing report on this data. So in order to prepare the report, you can just click on it. If you want, you can do it directly also. I can click on create a report from scratch and I can start preparing the report. See, so here I see the same window, same fields. So from here, I just pull the data and from there I can prepare the report.
प्रोबब्ली इसमें फाइल करेक्ट होना जरूरी है, राइट?
किसमें?
एक्सेल फाइल करेक्ट होना जरूरी है, विदाउट एरर एंड विदाउट।
करेक्ट बट इसका भी एक सोल्यूशन निकाला है उन लोगों ने, बट आई एम नॉट श्योर कि वो चलता है कि नहीं चलता है। ठीक है, मैं बताता हूँ वो सोल्यूशन क्या है। वो सोल्यूशन है डेटा फ्लो, बट अभी तक किसी ने ऐसा कंफर्म नहीं किया है कि डेटा फ्लो से सब अच्छे से हो रहा है। दैट इज लाइक वेरी रिसेंट। ओके, अभी ये बन गया है, लेट मी सेव इट। तो रिपोर्ट का नाम सुपर स्टोर। ठीक है। Now, an important thing which I think someone also mentioned is the data has to be proper. When you load the Excel file, your Excel file data should be in the table format. So in order to convert your data into a table format, you have to select all the columns and you have to press Control T. When you press Control T, the entire table data is actually converted into a table. Those type of tables are the only ones which are detected in Power BI service. If you don't have that, it will give you an error saying cannot load the data. Convert your data into a table by pressing Control T and then you can load it. Yeah. Now the second part which I was mentioning. Now let's say if the data is not proper, then in that case I can create a data flow. Okay, this is very new feature. Okay, so very few people have used it. Even I haven't used it much, so I don't know much about it. So in here, what I can do is like your Power Query, I can take the data and from there I can prepare the fields according. I can transform it accordingly and then I can use it. Okay, so I've clicked on add table, then I select Excel workbook, upload file. This is in preview, so I don't know whether this will work or not, but let's check. Okay, I don't have license for OneDrive business. This is this. Okay. Folders JSON. Let me try the JSON. So this is a JSON file which will be generated by accessing this content. Let's see if this works. So this data flow is created for Power BI service so that all those Power BI users, service users specifically, who want to clean their data, then in that case, they can use this data flow option. They can create a data flow and within that data flow, they can edit this. So if you see it carefully, what is happening now is it is opening the Power Query. So in the data flow, it is trying to create this Power Query flow. You can see the table has already been converted. I just click on save and close. I need to save this. So JSON underscore regress. Save it. Okay, so when you go here, I think we should be able to search it. JSON underscore regress. JSON. Yeah, you see this? This is your data flow option. So this is the, I would say, the most recent revelation that Power BI has implemented. So this is specifically implemented for Power BI service users If they want to clean the data, they can clean it here. But as you can see, you need a lot of things. First thing is I cannot load the files from local drive. That means my file has to be present on the SharePoint, OneDrive, somewhere online. From there only I can pick the file and then I can do the respective processing. I cannot pick it up from any local drive and I can do the processing. Okay, clear with this? Any questions? Any questions? Anyone?
Sir, as we are taking files from our local, how those files are refreshed?
For that also we need to configure the gateway. Okay, there are two aspects to it, Anurag. Okay, offline files and online files, correct? So
Yes.
yeah, 1 minute. So we have offline files and we have online files. When you talk about online files, you're talking about database. When you're talking about offline, you're talking about XLS, CSV, and then you're talking about the other extensions, correct? JSON and all, right? So let's say if I want to prepare my report based on Excel file, JSON file, and then based on that, I want to refresh my data. Okay, that is my understanding. So in order to refresh the data from the offline files, there are two options. First is you put it on some online resources. What are online resources? SharePoint, OneDrive, and from there you load it. Okay, so if you load it from OneDrive, since OneDrive is a Microsoft product, anything that you put on OneDrive, any data, that data update, if anything that you change it in that data refresh will be automatically done every hour. Okay, so if you put any file on OneDrive and you prepare your report will be refreshed automatically by 1 hour automatically. And for the online file, like the database that we're talking about, for database we need to configure the gateway. So with the help of gateway, what I can do is I can connect database to my report, and the database would be the gateway will be able to read the data from the database and put it into my report. So these are the two refresh mechanisms which are possible in the Power BI service. Got my point? Anurag?
Yep. Yes, sir. Got it.
Yeah. So for offline, if someone is coming to you as a requirement saying, boss, I have this Excel, but I want this Excel to be updated every hourly, people or customer should see the regular updates done to this. So what you suggest them is, boss, you put your file on OneDrive. Okay. On OneDrive, you paste the data. In OneDrive, the Excel editing is also possible. So you create your local file, you format it properly, and then you use it. Okay. So once you have formatted it, then you can use it again. So in that case, what you can do is you can copy paste the updated data there. My Power BI service will automatically pick it up from there and it will show the updated report. Okay. So for offline files, always follow this. For online cases, try to put the contents on online sources, maybe on some web URL or something. Or the second option is for databases, use the gateway. Okay, gateway part is something which I will show it to you how to configure it for the first time. Okay, once it is configured, the refresh happens automatically. Okay.
Got it.
Yeah. The next concept that we will see is the workspace concept. Now, like I told you, workspace is a logical folder or a logical structure which is created, which is actually used to store your reports, their dashboards, data sets, as well as the contents. Okay, so in that case what we can do is if I want to give the permission to different users as a whole to all the reports present in the workspace, then I can do that with the help of workspace management. So for workspace management, I have the 4 types of roles. The first role is admin, then second role is member, third role is contributor, and fourth role is viewer. So they are exactly in the sequence that I've told you. So the highest level access that a particular person can have is admin access, followed by member, followed by contributor, and followed by the viewer. As the name suggests, admin can pretty much do everything. So from creating workspace to deleting workspace, updating workspace, removing other people, all those type of information, all those type of things can a particular admin can do. Usually admins are the IT support guys, which usually maintain the licenses for us. People who usually install the software for us, they know where to install, what to install, those type of things. The next level of access is member. So member is usually your project manager or your team lead. Okay, so member is someone who has all the permissions on the workspace, and he can add other people. So he can add the junior people, senior people, but he cannot add the admins. Okay, only admins can add admin people. Okay, so with the help of member, you can actually control the access within the workspace for your project. For example, if I have a project, I'm working with 5 or 6 people. So let's say one of the people has left, so I can remove it. Then one of the people has joined, so then I can add it. So this member is created for the project level access. Okay, so usually admin would be the person who would create who would give you the member access. At least one person, he will give the member access. Then the third person is your contributor. As the name suggests, the contributor's only job is to contribute. So that means from dashboard creation, report creations, dataset creations, everything would be done by the contributor. Okay, so he will not be able to add people, but he will be able to do pretty much the rest of the things. And the last access is your viewer access. So viewer is someone who can only view. He cannot see the data, he cannot see the other things. All he can do is just see the reports and dashboards. Okay, so when you see this access tab in your account, you are either admin or you are the member. Okay, so I see this here. So when I click on this access tab, from this access tab, I can add people, I can remove people, I can do all sorts of activities. So from here, I can make someone admin, contributor, viewer, like that. Okay, if you want to learn about this, click on that learn more link. When you click on that learn more link, you will see the details. Okay. So in this case, you can see the roles matrix. So this is the roles matrix, which I explained you just now. See, so the highest level access is admin. So admin can update, delete the workspace. Only admin can delete the workspace. If you can't delete the workspace, then you are not the admin, you are just a member. Then pretty much it can add other admins, it can allow the app updates and so on. Members can add other members with lower permission, then the rest of the access remains the same. The third column is for the contributor. So you can see contributor can create dashboards, edit reports, edit contents, publish contents, create reports, copy reports, create goals, schedule refresh, gateway connection. He can do pretty much everything. And the last column that you see is the viewer column. So viewer can only view it and read the data. So it can just see the data, it can just view the data. The rest of the files it cannot see it. Okay, the last entry that you see, read data stored in the workspace data flows, I think this is recently added, but before that we had only one entry, which is view and interact with an item. Okay, so this is your access. So to demonstrate this, what I will do is I have two users. Since admin and member are pretty much the same, so I will not use admin and member, but I will show you the contributor and the viewer access. You can try this at your home also. You have the credentials. So I will make Surbi as the contributor to this workspace, and then I will make Ajinkya as the viewer. I click on add. So you can see the moment you add this, Nidhi Gupta is the admin, Surbi is the contributor, Ajinkya is the viewer for this specific workspace. Okay, now I close this. Now what we see here is this is how the workspace looks like. You have new button, you have access button. Access is only for admin and members. So since Nidhi is the admin for this account, for this workspace, that's why we see it, but the others will not see it. When it comes to the report, these are the list of options that you get in the drop down for here. These are the list of options that you get in the drop down for the data sets. Okay, now let me log out. So let me click here, log out. Now log into Power BI service with Surbhi's account first. So let's log in with Surbhi's account. Okay, now if the access is provided, you can actually see the workspace in here. So if I search Amrit workspace, I should be able to see the workspace here. Now I think Surbhi was the contributor, so let me click on Surbhi's account. Yeah, if you carefully observe, in Surbhi's account you don't see the access tab. So that is the reason, because this is Surbhi's account is contributor, not the admin or member. The rest of the options pretty much remains the same. You see new button, you can pretty much create anything because it's the contributors account. So you see all the options here, you see all the options here. So the only difference between a member or an and a contributor would be the access tab. So if you see access tab, you are member or admin. But if you don't see this access tab, then, and if you see the report as well as data sets, then that means you are the contributor. Okay, so let me log out from here. And now I will log in with Ajinkya's account. So Ajinkya's account is the viewer account. So let's see what we see there. Okay, so here also same thing, go to workspace and search for Amrit workspace. I see the workspace, I click on it. As you can see, this is how the viewer sees the workspace. No new button, no access button, only reports and dashboards. If you scroll to the down, you will only see the dashboards and reports, nothing related to data sets. Another important thing is when you clicked on report, you had lot of options when you were contributor or member. But when you click on the options here, you have only one option. When you click on options here, only one option. You can only view it. You cannot do any other thing there. Clear with this? Any questions here? This is how the workspace management works. Usually we give the viewer access to someone, maybe the client who just wants to see the report. Maybe he is not your direct client, but maybe some indirect client who just wants to see your report. That's it. So he will be able to view the report, but he'll not be able to edit anything. The team leader and project managers, usually they are the I would say the members, because they can manage the people, adding people, removing people. And usually contributors are the junior resources who actually work on the report. Okay, that is how it is done. And IT support guys, people who install licenses, people who maintain licenses, they are usually the admin people. Okay, any questions here? Okay, now apart from creating the report, I can also find insights on the data sets directly within Power BI also. So Power BI helps you in finding the insights hidden within the data also. So let's say if I give you one data and if I tell you to find the insights within that data, then you can do that with the help of quick insights option. So let me go to Amrit workspace again. So I'll click on Amrit workspace. Here just now we loaded one data called as superstore, right? So let me search that superstore data. Yeah, this is the data that we have uploaded. Let's say I want to analyze this data and I want to find the patterns. I don't know about this data. Someone has given me this data and told me to prepare it, but I'm not sure where to start. So the best thing that you can do is you can upload the data in a workspace. Then the data set is created. Now that this data set is created, I can find the patterns within it. So in order to find the patterns, click on these three dots, then click on Get Quick Insights. When you click on this Get Quick Insights option, what it will do is it will analyze this data, and based on this analysis, it will give you the different correlation patterns. So it will automatically plot certain graphs which you can use it in your dashboards, but you cannot add it in the report. Okay, so that's the, I would say, the disadvantage of this approach. So when you click on this view insights, it will show you the insights within the data sets. Okay, so you can see these are the insights that are actually prepared. You see this button called as focus mode and pin visual. So when I click on this pin visual option, I would be actually able to pin this to my dashboard. Okay, the dashboard which I've created. Okay, so when you click on this pin, this can be actually pinned to your dashboard. So you can see the patterns. For example, there is correlation between product subcategory and order priority. Then if you go below, shipping cost is trending downwards. So this is the analysis. 1 minute. I think something happened. Let me do that again. So you can see shipping cost trending downwards. You can see regular air accounts for majority of the order quantity. Then office supplies has noticeably more product name. So these are some of the examples of the insights that you can see here. So this is actually automatically being found by the Power BI service for you. So if I don't know where to start, I can take these products or these information as reference and I can prepare my visualizations. Okay, so for such cases, you can use this quick insights option. So if as an assignment, some company is giving you some random data set and you don't know where to start, first thing that you should do is you should take that data, upload to Power BI service, and then do the quick insight. The moment you do quick insight, it will give you the pattern. All these patterns that you see based on insights, you can use them in your report directly then. Okay, so that is how you can do the insight analysis. Apart from that, there are other things also. For example, if you want to create any report, you can create the report from this create. There is this feature called as goals, which is present in Power BI service. So what is this goals feature? So in this case, what they have done is they have created a single place like dashboard where you can track your goals. Okay, so let's say if I have 6 to 7 reports, and from that 6 to 7 reports, I have 6 to 7 different KPIs which I want to track. So in order to track them, I might have to create cards, and within cards, I will have to keep the alerts. So I have to create 6 different alerts. So in order to avoid that, what they have done is they have given us this scorecard option. So in the scorecard, what you do is you create you pull the multiple visualizations from each and every report, and you put it in one single place in this goal section. So in this goal section, I will be able to verify those at one single goal. This is a premium feature, and this account that we are using is the pro account. So I cannot show you that, but yeah, this is also one of the option that is being introduced. But usually people do not use the premium account. They prefer to use the pro account, and they do the basic report creation and report sharing. So that's why a lot of people do not use this. The next feature is apps feature. So basically apps is your Power BI apps. You might have heard a lot about this Power BI app. So what is this Power BI app? So whenever people try to upload the PBX file, two files are created. One is your report, the other is data set. So let's say in that case, the moment a report and data set is created, someone else can use my data and prepare his own report. So in order to avoid that, Power BI also provides the apps feature. So in case of apps, what happens is the data set file is not created. Instead, it directly goes to the template. So for the known applications like Salesforce, SAP, Google Insights, what they have done is they have created applications. All you have to do is just select the application, enter your user ID and password for that application. It will automatically create the report for you. In this case, the advantage that you will get is your data will not be present in the form of data set. It will directly go to the application and it will be directly shown. But creating a Power BI app again is a premium feature, and of course it requires some coding knowledge also. Okay, that is your Power BI apps feature. Shared with me, we have already seen it. And the last part is deployment pipelines. Deployment pipeline is usually used to, create the pipelines. So you might have heard a lot about the CI/CD concept. So CI/CD is continuous integration, continuous deployment. So let's say if my report is ready and I want to share it. So in that case, my report will be moved from one workspace to another workspace. So if I want to create this logic that when report is ready, it should be moved from one workspace to another workspace, then in that case, I will have to create the deployment pipeline. So for that case, you'll have to use the deployment pipeline. But deployment pipeline, like I said, is also a premium feature. And this also requires some technical knowledge, some coding knowledge. So that is why this is also not used. Okay. So apps, deployment pipelines, goals, these are some of the features. Okay. Any questions?
What is the difference apart from these three, from premium and pro licenses?
See, you cannot do the goals, you cannot do the apps. Okay, apps we can do, but I think we'll not be able to do the premium apps. Then deployment pipelines will not be able to create. Okay, then some of the contents or some of the functionalities, they only work on the premium workspace. Okay, so there are two things. One is feature, the other is capacity. So for deployment pipeline, you have to buy a premium capacity. So for that, that is also one of the differences between the pro and premium account. Okay.
And as a Power BI developer, what we are most commonly used, a pro version or
Pro. See, we always work in organizations which are against which are in favor of limiting the cost. So anyways, they are paying $120. So what they want is most out of it. Some organizations I've seen, Anurag, they buy only one license, and what they do is they hire one Power BI developer. They tell that Power BI developer to maintain all the organization reports. Once they are ready, they are published to that Power BI service account, and from there they are embedded in multiple intranet portals. So there people can see the reports, or they are uploaded to SharePoints where people can use it like that. So that is why I said premium is hardly used, because nobody wants to pay $240 for these type of features. Okay, people just want to see the basic reporting interactions. That much is enough as of now. Okay.
and can we expect questions on premium feature in our DA 100 exam?
No, there are no questions on premium feature. The questions are pretty much straightforward. Okay, they'll ask you what is the goals feature, what is this apps feature. On Power BI service, they will ask you question on the alert part, which I showed you. Okay.
Yes.
That part. Then workspace part, there is question. Data flows, you can expect a question. Gateway, you can expect a question. Gateway, will cover it later. Row level security, there are questions. So those questions would be there. Okay.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, then so we'll stop here for today.